And then, once I got the thing poisoned, I just went straight for the tail. Once that thing doesn't have its tail, it's basically completely helpless. Oh, hey there, newbie. Don't mind us, we're just talking about things you probably wouldn't understand. You're so much less experienced and all. I don't mean that as any sort of insult, clearly. But you probably haven't even met half the monsters that we've made our armor out of, much less the monsters that we face in the armor. Take my getup, for example. Made this from Dreadqueen Raytheon parts. Had to fight over a dozen. Bet you've never even met a regular Raytheon, have you? I didn't think so. There's nothing wrong with that, though. Everybody's gotta be a beginner at some point. But do you really think that you can sit at the big kid table? If you can barely fight a Kutku? I'm just messing with you. That armor is rather pathetic, though. You're never going to be able to fight anything in that. Where'd you get it, anyway? Did a feline let you borrow their shirt? Let me see your weapon. And that won't do it all. Have you even upgraded this yet? Look, when you're as much of a beginner as you, not to talk down to you, not trying to talk down to you, but when you're as much of a newbie as you are, you gotta take your weapons to the smithy to get them upgraded so that you can actually fight monsters with better parts, so you can get weapons that you don't need to upgrade to be able to kill a fucking Velociprey. Okay? Here, you can have that back. Talking down to you? I don't know what you're talking about. It's not talking down to someone to know that you're better than them, is it? Okay, maybe I am a little mean. But listen, you're not going to defeat a Rathalos by being nice. You really think a Shigara Magala is going to just roll over and let you pet its belly? You learn not to be nice with people either once you've dealt with enough monsters. You ask them what they need dead, you kill it, you bring it back, you get the parts from the butcher, you take the parts to the smithy, you give your little feline friends a pat on the head for a good job, and you go home to your hut or your tent, because a good hunter doesn't care about being nice. A good hunter cares about making sure the job gets done and that the village is able to continue living on. Anything more than that's just a waste of effort. Of course your village should be your top priority. Every good hunter puts their people first. It's why we're putting our lives at stake. Listen, kid, I'm not trying to psych you out or anything. I'm definitely not trying to insult you. But you are a newbie, and if you're going to be a help to your people, to your village, to the researchers, and the cooks, and the smiths, and the felines, and everyone else who relies on you, you've got to step up your game. Why didn't I go to the New World? It's easy. Just like with everything else I do, I put my people first. Nobody from my village was going, so I didn't care. Besides, with so many hunters deciding to go to the New World instead of staying here, things were a little short-handed for a while. Had to fight a lot of extra monsters. You know, thinking about it, I might even have some spare parts I could let you have. Get you a little bit better than what you've got now. Of course, I'm not going to be handing over any Astalos parts or anything, but I might be able to get you set up with a nice Garuga set. Garuga armor comes with earplugs. Helps you make sure you don't flinch when those big scary monsters come after you. Even some of the best hunters flinch when they're first discovered by a big monster. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with that. It just means that sometimes things get a little scary out there. What marks a good hunter is that instead of letting ourselves feel that fear, we say, this would suck for anyone else in the village to have to feel. This isn't something I want any of them to feel instead of being able to sleep at night. So I'm going to kill this thing so that the only way they ever see it is as a harmless corpse that brings prosperity to the town. Does that all make sense? Good. Now come on, I've got a meal voucher.